This tiny baby dinosaur, I'm gonna raise this baby Triceratops as a pet and try to turn it into something strong enough to survive on its own. Because if I fail, it doesn't just go back. It won't survive at all. Right now, it's harmless. It's small, wobbly, and barely understands how to walk. It trips over its own feet, bumps into things, and stares at everything like it just discovered the world. Honestly, it's kind of perfect. I named him Trippy. The first few days were simple. He stayed close, followed me around, and refused to eat anything until I gave him warm milk, and suddenly, that was everything. He wouldn't sleep without it, wouldn't calm down without it. That's when I realized something important. If Trippy ever refuses milk, something is wrong. So I built him a safe space, soft ground, fences, shade, a place where he could grow without danger, because even though he looks harmless, there are things out there that wouldn't hesitate. At first, everything was fine. He explored, he played, he followed me everywhere. But then, the first problem showed up. I took him outside for the first time, and that's when we ran into other animals, dogs. At first he froze, then something changed. He charged, no hesitation, no warning. It wasn't play, it was instinct. And just like that, everything got serious. I got a call later that day, one more incident, and they take him back. No second chances. That's when it hit me. This wasn't just raising a pet. This was training something dangerous. So I started training him every day, obstacles, movement, control, teaching him when to stop, when to move, and most importantly, when not to fight. At first, it didn't work. He ignored commands, got distracted, acted on instinct, and then came the first real test, the qualifier race. If he passed, we moved forward. If he failed, it was over. The race started, and for a moment, everything looked perfect. Until it didn't. He didn't run, he fought again. We failed, not barely, completely. And for the first time, I looked at him and thought, maybe I can't do this, but I gave him one last chance. I rebuilt everything, bigger space, better training, more control. I pushed him harder than before, and slowly, something changed. He started listening, started learning, started thinking before acting. By the 4th month, he wasn't a baby anymore. He was faster, stronger, but still unpredictable. Then came the next problem. He got sick. One morning, he didn't want milk, and that's when I knew something was wrong. He wouldn't stand, wouldn't eat, barely moved. We rushed him in, and the answer changed everything. He couldn't survive here. The climate wasn't right. If he stayed, he wouldn't make it. So now the mission changed. This wasn't about training anymore. This was about saving him. We had to move him far away, somewhere he could survive. Race day came, and he still wasn't fully recovered. This was the worst possible moment, because if he didn't finish, everything was over. I looked at him and said one thing: don't win, just finish. The race started, slow, heavy, unstable, and for a moment, I thought it was over. But then something switched. He pushed forward, not fast, not perfect, but enough. He crossed the finish line, 3rd place, not a win, but a chance. I ran to him, relieved, excited, and then his legs gave out. That's when I realized this wasn't just exhaustion. He wasn't getting better. We had no more time, so we moved him across the ocean to a place where he could finally survive. And for the first time, he got better. He stood up on his own, walked on his own, ate on his own, and when I took him outside, everything changed. He saw the open land and ran, not scared, not careful, just free. But this wasn't a safe place. Out here, everything is stronger, and then we saw it, a predator watching, waiting, and for a moment, everything went quiet. This was it, the real test. The predator moved, slow, confident, like it already won, and Trippy didn't run. He stepped forward, not because he had to, but because he chose to. The attack came fast, but this time he was ready. He moved, dodged, turned, and struck. Not perfect, but strong, again and again, until finally the predator stopped, backed away, and disappeared. Silence. For the first time, nothing moved. And in that moment, I realized something. He didn't need me anymore. He wasn't the same scared baby. He belonged here. I walked up to him, put my hand on his neck, and said goodbye. Because this wasn't about keeping him. It was about getting him here. He looked at me one last time, then turned and walked into the wild. And as I stood there watching him disappear, I realized something I didn't expect. I thought I was raising a pet, but all I really did was help him become what he was meant to be. And that's what it's like to raise something you were never meant to keep. And as I stood there watching him disappear, I realized something I didn't expect. I thought I was raising a pet, but all I really did was help him become what he was meant to be. And that's what it's like to raise something you were never meant to keep.